Dan the Gardener is a name synonymous with calm, meticulous chateau renovations on YouTube. Whether it's pruning overgrown gardens, repairing stone walls, or tackling the endless projects that come with restoring historic French estates, Dan has built a reputation for hands-on expertise and quiet dedication. But there's more to his story than just gardening and masonry. Behind the scenes, Dan's career is intertwined with another figure in the Chateau YouTube world, Stephanie Jarvis. Known for her love of the spotlight and her talent for storytelling, Stephanie featured Dan on her channel as the gardener, a collaboration that balanced his practical skills with her narrative strengths. Eventually, Dan transitioned to his own channel, escaped to rural France, stepping into the spotlight himself. Today, we'll explore their professional relationship, the dynamics of their collaboration, and how it shaped Dan's journey in the Chateau YouTube community. This isn't just a story about renovation. It's about teamwork, creative collaboration, and how two very different personalities combined their strengths to produce compelling content that audiences love. Segment 1. Who is Stephanie Jarvis? To understand Dan's journey, it's important to understand Stephanie Jarvis. Stephanie is a content creator and chateau enthusiast with her own channel. She has a natural flair for the spotlight. Focusing on storytelling, audience engagement, and presenting chateau projects in a way that captivates viewers. Where Dan's expertise lies in the hands-on labor of restoration, Stephanie excels at organizing, filming, and crafting narratives that give context to the work being done. Stephanie's personality shines through her content. She's dynamic, camera-ready, and intentional about drawing the audience's attention to key moments, whether that's a new restoration milestone, a challenging project, or simply capturing the charm of a chateau's garden. When Dan appeared on her channel, it was clear that he was there for the craft, the gardening, the repairs, the physical labor, while Stephanie remained the central personality on camera. This dynamic was subtle but significant. Stephanie's love of the spotlight didn't diminish Dan's contributions. Instead, it allowed their respective strengths to complement each other. Viewers saw Dan's skills in action while following Stephanie's narrative lead. It's a professional relationship built on mutual respect and complementary abilities. The calm, methodical gardener paired with the energetic, narrative-driven content creator. Segment 2. How Dan and Stephanie met. Their paths crossed within the tight-knit Chateau YouTube community, a space where creators share a passion for preserving historic French estates and documenting the journey for an audience. While the exact circumstances of their first meeting aren't publicly detailed, it's clear that their shared interests naturally led to collaboration. In creative communities like this, collaborations often begin modestly, commenting on videos, sharing tips, or assisting with small aspects of a project. For Dan and Stephanie, this initial contact likely evolved into a professional relationship. Dan's expertise in gardening and restoration complemented Stephanie's skills in content creation and storytelling, making collaboration mutually beneficial. From a viewer's perspective, it may have seemed effortless. On screen, projects appeared seamless, with Dan performing essential labor while Stephanie guided the narrative. Behind the scenes, however, this partnership relied on coordination, communication, and a shared commitment to the project. For both creators, working together allowed them to produce higher quality content than they might have individually. Segment 3. The collaboration dynamic. Dan's role on Stephanie's channel was primarily as the gardener and hands-on renovator. He brought tangible skills, pruning gardens, repairing masonry, painting, and handling the day-to-day work required to keep a chateau in shape. But when it came to storytelling, filming, and managing audience engagement, Stephanie took the lead. This dynamic highlights an interesting balance in collaboration. Dan provided substance, real labor, and expertise, while Stephanie provided structure, narrative, and the camera-ready energy that kept viewers engaged. She loves the spotlight, and the videos reflected that, with Dan featured as the essential but supporting presence. Eventually, Dan decided to launch his own channel, Escape to Rural France. This marked a significant turning point. On his own channel, Dan could share his perspective directly, taking creative control over what was showcased and how projects were presented. Here, his calm demeanor, meticulous approach, and hands-on expertise could take center stage without being filtered through another creator's narrative lens. This evolution illustrates a natural progression in content creation, starting as a featured collaborator, learning the ropes, and then stepping into one's own spotlight. Dan's journey shows that even when you begin in a supporting role, building skills, credibility, and audience recognition can open doors to independent success. Segment 4. Challenges and Tensions. No collaboration is without challenges, and Dan and Stephanie's relationship is no exception. Differences in pace, priorities, and style can create friction. Dan's slow, meticulous approach to restoration sometimes contrasted with the need for consistent content production. Stephanie's focus on narrative structure and audience engagement occasionally required adjustments in how projects were filmed or presented, yet, these differences were also part of what made the collaboration effective. Each person brought strengths that compensated for the other's limitations. Where Dan provided precision and labor-intensive skill, Stephanie ensured that the projects were documented, understandable, and entertaining. Their collaboration underscores an important lesson: creative partnerships thrive when differences are respected and aligned toward a shared goal. Even as Dan launched his own channel, the professional respect between them seems to have persisted. Both creators continue to produce content in their areas of focus, with Dan taking a more central role on Escape to Rural France while Stephanie maintains her spotlight on her own channel. Segment 5. Audience Perception and Impact. From a viewer's perspective, the contrast between the two channels is clear. On Stephanie's channel, Dan is featured as the gardener, essential to the projects but not the focal personality. Stephanie's dynamic, camera-ready approach dominates the videos, highlighting her love of the spotlight. On Escape to Rural France, the audience experiences Dan's world directly. His calm, methodical approach to gardening and restoration is front and center, giving viewers an authentic look at the hard work involved in chateau renovation. The contrast between the two channels illustrates how creators can occupy different spaces in the same community, one as the narrative-focused, spotlighted figure, and the other as the skilled, hands-on expert now taking the lead. This shift also reflects a broader trend in YouTube content creation. Creators often begin in collaborative roles and gradually carve out their own niche once they have developed a skill set, audience base, and content style that resonates. Dan's journey from featured gardener to channel owner is a textbook example of this evolution. Segment 6. Lessons from their collaboration. The Dan and Stephanie partnership offers lessons for anyone in creative or collaborative fields. Complementary skills are powerful. Dan's labor and Stephanie's storytelling skills created content neither could have produced alone. Invisible work matters. Tasks like filming, editing, and organizing projects are often unseen but essential. Respect and communication are key. Differences in style and pace can become strengths when managed respectfully. Transitioning roles is natural. Starting as a supporting collaborator can lead to opportunities for independence and leadership, as Dan's launch of Escape to Rural France demonstrates. Their collaboration shows that the most successful projects often rely on a mix of visible and invisible contributions, with each participant playing a crucial role in the final product. Segment 7. Current status and speculation. As of now, Dan continues to grow Escape to Rural France, producing content that reflects his personality, expertise, and calm approach to restoration. Stephanie maintains her channel, bringing her spotlight-driven, narrative-focused energy to projects. Both creators benefit from their previous collaboration, having learned from each other's methods and approaches. Fans often speculate about future collaborations or the evolving dynamics of the Chateau YouTube community. Regardless of what comes next, the impact of their work together is clear. It set a high standard for authenticity, quality, and complementary collaboration in this niche space. Conclusion: Dan the Gardener's rise from featured collaborator to independent content creator is a story of skill, patience, and professional growth. While Stephanie Jarvis brought the spotlight, narrative focus, and storytelling structure, Dan brought the hands-on expertise and calm, methodical approach that viewers love to watch. Together, they exemplified how complementary skills, respect, and shared goals can produce exceptional results. Their story also reminds us that successful content creation, especially in niche areas like chateau renovation, is rarely a solo endeavor. Whether on Stephanie's channel or his own, Dan's work continues to inspire viewers and aspiring creators alike. Like and subscribe. Truth.